A portion of this video is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath, visit the link in the description below or wait till the end of this video to hear more about them from me.
We have to be more calm and demure.
A couple of your own...
But I'm not calm, and I'm not going to submit myself to niceties. Not when this guy is trying to wreck our goddamn country.
In a moment in American history where we need leadership, where we need people to combat the mass secret police of Donald Trump, where we need people to push back against the policies of the Republican Party that are endeavoring to destroy the country, we've got a few people who are actually doing the work. There will be more, rest assured, there will be more, but it's going to take all of us signaling to them that we want our leaders to act more like people like Gavin Newsom and others. J.B. Pritzker. There's a few governors out there. Tim Walz, just to name a few. But there's not enough, certainly. But more will be joining them when they shed their fear and begin to actually fight. Having said that, yesterday, Gavin Newsom sat with a Politico moderator on a panel, him and another person. There were other speakers. It was like a 5-hour event, 5.5, 6-hour event. And for 53 minutes or so, Gavin Newsom sat on this stage and talked about the threats we presently are faced with by Donald Trump, the kidnappings on the street, our situation in this first clip we're going to talk about from an international relations standpoint, that leaders, world leaders, foreign leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. And by extension, by the way, it's not just laughing at Donald Trump. In that, you should read into that they're laughing at the United States, that our position on a global stage is diminished because Donald Trump is the president. Full stop. Big fat period at the end of that sentence. Watch Gavin Newsom in this about 1 minute clip really break down the people he has spoken to personally. I don't know that he names them, but they are laughing at Donald Trump. And then we'll get to some more, maybe more important and serious issues relative to the fascistic rule that Donald Trump is trying to put us all through.
So you signed this deal with the Danish foreign minister. I want to get sort of what you're hearing from others on this.
I don't want to ruin my source there.
I was going to say, in San Francisco last week, what are they saying right now about Trump?
Well, I won't talk about the conversation with our friends from Denmark, but I can...
You got the Greenland...
We didn't talk, notably, we did not talk. The readout was we did not talk about Greenland. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of foreign leaders. I've had a chance.
What's the general?
They're laughing behind his back. That did not happen. I'm making this clear. Do not conflate what I just said with the meeting I had with the Denmark delegation.
No, it wasn't them. Other foreign leaders are laughing.
I've had dozens and dozens. Ambassadors met with him.
What are they saying?
They're laughing behind his back. He's being played everywhere. It's an embarrassment. They are. I'm just telling you. That's universal. Universal.
Obviously, this is something we already know, whether it's just feeling it deep in our bones or the fact that we watch on their faces when they're in the room with him that they feel derision about him. They roll their eyes. They mock him in Oval Office meetings, talking about North Korea and building Trump towers. I mean, it's becoming kind of a meme in and of itself. The thing that's not so funny, not so mockable, is the fact that Donald Trump is trying to destroy American democracy, but now he's in a position to actually do so by dispatching the cowards and the sycophants and the bootlickers, just these abject, dignity-free performers that he surrounded himself with, the most sycophantic lapdogs that he can find, he's put into positions of power. And in this clip, from this 53-minute or so panel, Gavin Newsom sounds the alarm like really nobody is in leadership in the Democratic Party about Donald Trump. He's going to cancel elections. He is in public right now putting forth an effort to throw as many roadblocks into any progress Democrats can make electorally, and it's not being talked about enough. The alarm bell's not being sounded by these politicians, and finally, hopefully, they're waking up because Gavin Newsom is sounding that alarm.
I'm sick and tired of Democrats being on the losing end in this country and our democracy being on the losing end. We have got to fight fire with fire.
But I understand that's in Prop 50, but you're not saying you think Republicans are going to stop it.
I don't think Donald Trump wants another election. You think for a second I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
And you think he's going to run again?
No, don't give me. Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves the house? So this is serious, guys. This is serious.
So it'll be Newsom Trump in 28.
No. This guy doesn't believe in free, fair elections. He tried to wreck this country. Were you there, January 6th? I think Fox was. At least they were in a lawsuit. They seem to have lost any memory of that. Shareholders didn't. I mean, he tried to light democracy on fire. He dialed for 11, almost 12,000 votes. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And people say, oh, just Trump being Trump. People actually think this guy's serious about having another election? You think he's joking about 2028? You think when he brings foreign leaders to the Oval Office and he goes to the White House store, have you seen this? Anyone? Is it just me? And he shows them the 2028 hats? He's not being serious? Wake up. You will lose your country. Again, it's not about Democrats. It's about all of us.
So you're absolutely convinced he's...
I'm absolutely convinced.
2028.
You've seen it. He tried to steal the last election. He's trying to rig it in plain sight this time. He wants to get rid of vote by mail. He's talking about eliminating voting machines he doesn't like. He's setting up the contours where he can declare a declaration of emergency for anything. Just cause means whatever he just said on Truth Social. He's running the greatest grift operation in world history. I mean, it makes some of these dictators overseas blush, the crypto, not just the perfume. I mean, come on.
Let me ask you about a couple of your...
Wake up, everybody. Wake up.
Let me ask you about a couple...
Excuse me, and I know it's impolite. We have to be more calm and demure.
A couple of your own...
But I'm not calm, and I'm not going to submit myself to niceties. Not when this guy is trying to wreck our goddamn country.
Thank you, Gavin Newsom. Thank you, Gavin Newsom, a man I have been critical of. I have offered my criticism and critique of his behavior just this last year. Thank you for bringing the energy and laying out a roadmap for how politicians should behave and speak about Donald Trump and what's taking place in this country. Thank you for modeling good behavior. Good behavior in word that is backed by action. I'm tired of politicians. We'll just use Cory Booker as an example. A guy who I generally like and respect. I've sat in rooms with. He's a passionate guy. I think he does have a good idea about what he wants for America, but it's words. He gets up on the floor of the Senate and gives fiery speeches about, I'm standing for Jersey, and then does nothing. Oh, no, he does not do nothing. Then he votes for Donald Trump's nominees to be ambassador to France. There's a disconnect between what is said and what is done. Not so with Gavin Newsom. There is a through line. He says it and he means it and he does it. This is what we need. We need this energy that you just watched from Gavin Newsom displayed by every single elected Democrat in the Congress. Every single one. Every Democrat who is in a governor's office needs to bring this energy, this frustration with losing. When did we become a party that's just like, oh, well, I guess the Republicans, No. Bring the fight. Bring the fire. Bring a winning attitude. and bring messaging like Gavin Newsom. Finally, we are here where he is absolutely calling out what he sees on American streets, that Donald Trump, through an intimidation tactic, is dispatching not only the military to invade and occupy American cities, starting with Washington, D.C., he's also dispatching his own private masked secret police force, his kidnapping force, onto the streets of the United States to harangue, to harass, to intimidate communities all across the country. And I, for one, am here for this. Not the mass secret police, but calling it what it is, which is exactly what Gavin Newsom does in this clip.
Just 10 or so days ago, I don't know if Jim brought it up, but when we announced this campaign on the redistricting, we did so at the Democracy Center, Little Tokyo. The site, quite literally the sacred site where we were, United States of America and California, was interning the Japanese. At the exact moment, 2 U.S. senators, members of Congress, hundreds of members, leaders in our community that were assembled at that exact same moment, Donald Trump sent masked men to the event, ICE and Border Patrol, primarily the Border Patrol, to intimidate folks. Poor guy who was selling strawberries was arrested. I imagine he must have been on the most wanted list, dangerous felon. Disappeared. That is a preview of things to come. Don't think for a second he's going to stop at the National Guard. It's an interesting fact. 4,000 National Guard were federalized, over 700 members of the United States Marine. 95% of them did nothing. They sat there looking for things to do. Hundreds plus $1 million wasted. Literally looking for an assignment. They were taken off the beat. These are police officers, your National Guard. These are firefighters. These are teachers. These are caregivers. They were taken off the streets doing real work to keep you safe and protected, to keep you healthy. And they sat there in the armory looking for something to do. He will send the National Guard. He will send them all across this country, and he will do so through Election Day. And if you think I'm exaggerating, consider the fact that as he demobilized our National Guard, he kept hundreds of them through Election Day. And he'll do so working in concert, as he has with ICE and Border Patrol, to do the same. You have the largest private police force in the world. When they're done with this, all that funding and that big, beautiful portrayal allows more resources for this private police force that increasingly is showing a tendency not to swear an oath to the Constitution, but to the President of the United States. And he'll be sending them to voting booths and polling places all across this country. This is a real and serious moment in U.S. history. And by the way, I say that as an American, not as a Democrat. Every Republican should be ashamed about this and scared to death about not just these authoritarian tendencies, but these authoritarian actions by the president. He is weak. He's weakness masquerading as strength. And that makes him more dangerous than most people believe.
It's like Gavin's watching my videos. Apparently, I have a part-time job that I'm not even on the payroll for, because these are the things I've been saying for years and years and years, that Donald Trump's weakness is a detriment to us all. It is a threat to us all. His deeply rooted insecurities will kill us all, because he wasn't hugged enough by his dad and he was hugged too goddamn much by his mom. That will be the death of us all. It will be the ruin of our democracy. Where have I gone wrong? Let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this video. You can also call and tell me how wrong I am there on the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you very much, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. It is absolutely difficult to keep a cool head in this political climate, especially with the added aggravation of these overheated outdoor temperatures. How can you be expected to conduct any clear-headed discourse with your drawers in a sweaty soup? My go-to for keeping things cool, sheath underwear. I'm wearing a pair right now, and let me tell you, it's like nighttime in the desert down there, all day long. Head to sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore to score 20% off and upgrade yourself to the most comfortable underwear that you'll ever wear. How do they differ from your average boxers? Well, let me tell you. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, Sheath's boxer fabric is designed with a moisture-wicking technology. Their underwear features a unique dual pouch system that keeps all your man parts comfortably separated instead of sticking together. We all know the feeling of the old eggs getting stuck to the pan, if you know what I mean. My favorites are the airflow meshes, which seem especially equipped to handle my thighs. They're bigger thighs. But Sheath has also tons of other fabric options and designs that you can get into. And I'm clearly not the only one singing the praises out there. Sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. Also, Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So while you're upgrading your undies, you can be making the world a more upstanding place too. It's tough to focus on draining the swamp when you are swampy mess yourself. Sheath's boxers will help you keep the temperature down by bringing up the level of comfortability. Score 20% off right now at sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore.